Hi guys, morning to you guys. We got coffee and I got tea as well already. So my name is Louis. I'm an Elvis fan. I love Elvis, and a massive part of my channel with you guys. We are gonna defend Elvis's legacy, memory. We're gonna defend Elvis from anyone saying bad things about him. Doesn't matter who they are. Of course, this beautiful lady gets brought up regularly when we're trying to defend Elvis, but we are trying to be fair. We're trying to see the good and the bad. But today, I thought we'd delve into the Memphis Mafia a little bit, starting with Marty Lacker. I get good and bad comments about Marty Lacker. I've watched loads of interviews with Marty Lacker. I know that they were very close sometimes. I also know that Elvis would, how can I say it? He would go through phases where he would have favorites. So he would have, he would switch from different members and there was jealousy. There was definitely jealousy between them. They wanted Elvis's attention. So it's very difficult employing friends because when money's involved, friendships involved, but Elvis was the boss. So this would cause problems. This would cause resentment. And I think every single one of the Memphis Mafia at some point fell out with Elvis. And I'm not blaming Elvis. I'm saying that, the jealousy was a problem. Yeah. Money was a problem. I also, when I watched the interviews with the Memphis Mafia, like, just so you know, Tino's here. Tino, say hello. He's not going to say hello. Tino is my son. He's 4.
No, you're 4.
Yeah, you're the dad. I'm the 4-year-old. So anyway, I have mixed feelings about the Memphis Mafia. I'm like, they were very good for him, but also they were not good for him. The way that Elvis surrounded himself with the Memphis Mafia, which really he didn't even have that much choice because of the level of fame that he had. So he wanted to feel secure and protected. He liked a familiar face. He didn't like new people coming into his group. So I understand why he wanted them around. Very, very early on in his career, I think even as early as 55, people like Red West, he wanted them close to him. And we've got George Klein as well. Some of these very early members, he just felt, how can I say it, like he was with his pals, but getting on with his career. So what I'm going to do is I'll just quickly show you. I was watching a video, an interview with Marty Lacker. I can't really play the whole interview. It's quite long. Let's see if it comes up on my... Here we go. I'll just play a few bits of it. It's not... The quality isn't very good. And I thought I'd flick through a few bits of it and then I'd go through his story a bit. So if you have views on Marty Lacker, please let me know. Was he one of the more trusted members of the Memphis Mafia? Right.
Why did you leave in 1967?
Well, as I told you, the atmosphere was changing.
Oh, I'm sorry, 1976.
67.
67.
When I quit working for him.
Okay.
On the payroll, but that's not when I stopped being with him.
Okay, yeah, okay.
In 67, the atmosphere changed. Priscilla was trying to unfortunately and stupidly trying to change Elvis. And it was got to the point
So I'll pause that. Do you hear that? Priscilla was trying to change Elvis. And actually, that's the first time I've heard that sentence. And guys, we have very strong views on Priscilla. So he's talking, I think he's talking 1967. So don't forget, they got married in 67. By 68, she'd had Lisa Marie, God rest her soul. And then a few months after that, as long as everything we are hearing, guys, is correct and true, because I can't 100% say that she did have an affair with Steve Peck. I have no actual proof of it. I can only say that as Elvis fans, we all know that, well, not know, we all think that she definitely had an affair. We think, in our opinion, with Steve Peck, the guy who owned the dance studio, the guy who gave her dancing lessons. And there's a picture of her with Steve Peck at the 68 Comeback Special rehearsals. As far as we know, she was having an affair a few months after Lisa Marie was born, which to me is like, how can that happen? How does somebody have an affair a few months after a baby's born? Not long, a year after being married. It's beyond me. But I always have to say this, guys, to cover my back with YouTube. I have no proof. This is our opinions. So you give me your opinions, guys, on if you think that actually happened. So let's just keep listening.
all she wanted was her and Elvis and Joe and Joni. And, excuse me, and Jerry Schilling and his wife. Because Jerry Schilling and his wife, Sandy, at the time, were attached to Joe and Joni. Mm-hmm. And they did Priscilla's bidding, where most of the rest of us wouldn't. And I got tired of it.
Right, let me just pause this. My daughter's on. Yasmin, can you hear me? My daughter's on. She's away doing a dancing competition. She's joined our live. She's only 7 years old. Yasmin, love you. Tino, say hello to Yasmin. Yasmin's watching us. So, can you hear me, Yasmin? I've got my cup of coffee and I'm talking to the people. That is so sweet. Yasmin, can you see me? I'm not sure if she's getting me. Let me just reply to her. Let me just ask her. I'll just say to her, can you hear me? That's so sweet that my daughter is getting me on a live. Hi, love you. Yasmin just said hello. Tina, say hello to Yasmin. Say hello. Do I look good? I'm flexing, guys. Flexing. With my flexing diet. Hi, Mummy. Love you. My wife, Aurora. Are you watching? Aurora, are you watching? Sorry, guys. I've been sidetracked. They're away doing a dancing competition. They're quite far away. My daughter's never joined me on a live before. I just find that so cute. Yasmin? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Right, let me just write. Can you hear me? Wow. Yeah, you look amazing from Mummy. Too right I do. Yeah. Yes. Well, Yasmin, I'm talking about Elvis's bodyguards called the Memphis Mafia. And we're talking about this man here, Marty Lacker. And we've got Joe. Listen, hi, Joe. How are you, Joe? Joe is in Los Angeles, California. Hi, Joe. How are you? Hope you're well. Okay. And a message to my wife. I did tidy the kitchen this morning. I just took our daughter, Talia, to work. She seemed like she was in a good mood. Blue Bunny, how are you? Good morning. Again, Blue Bunny, tell me your name again. Every time you come on, Blue Bunny, I forget your name. Is it Carolyn? Is it, or have I got it completely wrong? All right, bye then. See ya. Nice to see you all. Love you. Right, so let's carry on doing this video. Oh, it's so sweet that my wife and my daughter joined us. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry, everything's good. But we woke up an hour later, so everything's good. Jill, right, Jill. I'm so sorry, Jill. I need to start remembering names. Hi, Jill. Morning to you. Jill? What time is it where you are? Right, love you, Aurora. Love you, Yasmin. So we've got Lily. Hi, Lily. I'm staying up late to watch your show. It's 12:53 a.m. LA. Lily, thank you for all your comments. I get a few comments from you. I always enjoy your comments. Thank you. And Blue Bunny as well. I really appreciate it. So, and Joe sends me many comments. Hi, Joe in California. So I'm at the moment, obviously we have this together. We are searching for the truth on behalf of Elvis. We're trying to get to the actual facts rather than the, how can I say it? I think many things are being said about Elvis that are untrue. I think they've been twisted, exaggerated. I think there's been some wrongdoing against Elvis. And we're here on our channel, Elvis Daily Planet, Search for the Truth, to stand up for Elvis. And it does upset a few people. I do have to be careful the things I say because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Yeah. So I'm sort of trying, I have reined it in a bit. I'm trying to cover my back. But today is the Memphis Mafia and Marty Lacker. So let's just keep listening. Oh, thanks, Lily. So let's just keep listening. Marty Lacker is one of Elvis Presley's bodyguards and friends. Right.
In fact, I was away from my family too much, and I didn't need to do that. You know, if I had to put up with that. The others were getting a little tired of it too.
I'll stop on that bit. I'll stop on that bit as well. So if you hear what he just said, that he was away from his family a lot, and the other Memphis Mafia's members were also getting fed up with it. Yeah. But I completely respect the fact that, of course, their wives didn't see them a lot, and the Memphis Mafia, some of them were being unfaithful as well, and I can see how it upset them. But they accepted a job to protect Elvis. Some of them were living with Elvis as well, and that job meant that they were with Elvis a lot, and they were going to the movie sets and even getting bit parts in the movies. And they were going to, obviously, later on when they were doing the tours, etc. But don't forget, they also massively benefited because they were living the life of celebrities. They were mixing with the most famous celebrities you can imagine, the most famous. They had fantastic lives. But yes, there was a compromise because of it. They were away from their families a lot, but they did choose that job. No one forced them. See, this is what bothers me when I listen to the Marty Lacker interviews. They literally have the time of their lives, but they will bring up the fact that, oh, we were away from our families and we were unfaithful and we were taking pills with Elvis, and they will, how can I say it? They will almost treat Elvis as if he did something wrong to them. As if, oh, you know, because of Elvis, we were unfaithful. Because of Elvis, we took pills. Because of Elvis, we were away from our family. I don't agree. They chose their lives. They were very, very lucky to have the jobs that they had around Elvis. Elvis only had a small amount of people around him, and Elvis handpicked each person and thoroughly relied on them, trusted them, and did everything for them. Everything, whether it be homes or giving them cars, horses, taking them on holiday, taking them on in his bus, on his trips. They had the time of their lives. So whenever I hear anything negative coming from any Memphis Mafia member trying to belittle Elvis, it annoys me. I personally think it's betrayal. But I won't dismiss that they had good times and they were good for Elvis and they really helped Elvis. But a good friend, because these guys were not just employees, they were good friends. I personally feel that they were unfair to Elvis and in the end, not good friends to Elvis. So as I go through these comments, I'm going to stick up for Elvis. I don't know the guys lived on $45 a week having families, yeah? And Tino seems to be very distracted. Yes, Tino is not too bad this morning. Mum's not here, so I was worried that how he'd be without Mum because he worships his mother. So, yeah. Now, Jill, really the wage that they were on is irrelevant, really, because it's not irrelevant because they need that money to pay for their families. So I don't mean that. What I mean is the weekly wage they got from Elvis or the monthly salary, that was just one thing. There were so many financial benefits by working for Elvis, because we all know how generous Elvis was. He would help them in so many ways. He was so generous, and he would help them with their family expenses, even some of them buying them homes. He definitely bought them cars, motorbikes, horses, and he was always very flash with the cash. Elvis was always very flash with the cash. So the weekly salary really was just a very small part of how they benefited from Elvis. Right, Tracy, how are you? Got me coffee. Got me butter coffee. I hope you got yours. Right. So Sherry Lacker, Marty Lacker's daughter, has a YouTube channel. Right. I'm going to put that on now because if I don't, I'll forget it. I'm going to write her name down in my notes. Sherry, thanks. Thanks. I'll look that up later. You just taught me something new. Right, let's go back to that video. Okay. Yes, we defend Elvis. He's not here to defend himself. We're going to do it. There's a video out. All the King's Men, Memphis Mafia guys, they all cried, missed him so terribly. I feel lost without him. Jill, I've watched it loads of times. There's quite a few, isn't there? There's quite a few different parts. I've watched it loads of times. I know the Memphis Mafia were gutted when he died and really miss him and loved their lives with him. But the betrayal is that when they're being interviewed, they say the good stuff, but then they say the bad stuff. And I personally feel that many of the bad things they said about Elvis, they should have kept private. Because I think a good friend keeps things private. Now, I had a friend, a very close friend, die about a year ago. And I'm not going to start speaking about him in a negative way. Now, my friend, he had plenty of faults. I'm not going to speak about his faults to everyone. I keep that here. Yeah? Because if you love your friend, the good and the bad, you keep it close to your heart. You don't start making money and writing books and doing loads of interviews all about this. But I completely accept that they were also very good to Elvis. Don't forget, they got a regular, substantial bonus throughout the year. Right, Tino, no, we're not making noises. Shh. You see, Tino is the boss of the house. I am the humble person just trying to make an Elvis video. Right, so let's keep going. So yeah, Teresa, and they, in my opinion, they did betray him. And I know the book was only written by 3 of them, wasn't it? But that book was devastating for Elvis, devastating. Someone messaged me the other day saying, oh, Elvis had forgiven them. Now, and maybe he gets that from the conversation between Red West and Elvis in 1977. Was it 1977, the conversation? It was, yes, I think it was, yeah. Which we can all watch on YouTube. And you can tell that Elvis has got to a place where Elvis is basically saying to Red West, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I've listened to that conversation loads of times. And I see that Elvis did have this forgiving side to him. That's because he was just a nice guy that wanted to forgive the boys. But he was devastated, guys. He was devastated by the release of the Tell-All book. He was. Let's have a look. Where are we? So, Tracy, the Memphis Mafia had the best job, in my opinion. They had free food, free trips, free women. They certainly did. They had the time of their lives. And even, I think it was Red West, in one of his interviews I watched. And don't get me wrong, I've got my favourites of the Memphis Mafia. I actually quite like Red West. And I watched Red West in quite a few films. And I personally think that Red West truly loved Elvis. We know the story where he stopped the bullies cutting his hair at Humes High, and that they met very, very young. But I still think Red West let Elvis down, as much as I like him. So, come on. And Red West also said they were living a life with a legend and they didn't realize it. Have you guys seen that interview? They were living a life with a legend and they didn't realize it. Let's have a look. Elvis was good to everybody. Elvis, you can't bring up the fact that now and then he would lose his temper. It's like, Tino, we don't want to listen to your phone playing children's music. Come on, turn it right down, please. Unless you want to come and do this live with me. Do you want to come and do the Elvis live? Yeah. It did. Elvis, come on. No, the other way. We know that Elvis was always trying to keep them happy. He was always trying to fix things. I know Vernon, I do have a problem with the Memphis Mafia in the end. He just got fed up with them. I do believe that story that Vernon and the way that they were fired, and he felt that the Memphis Mafia members, some of them in the later years, were being much too rough with the fans. And I've heard that there was also a possibility of lawsuits going on because certain Memphis Mafia members were much too rough. Yeah. In Roadhouse, but there was one I seen him with where he plays the father of someone. Is it Safeway? It's on I think it's on Netflix. Safe Haven. Guys, if you've got Netflix, Safe Haven. Extremely good film. Really, really good film. And the girl that was in the remake of what's it called? What's it? Kevin Bacon's Footloose. The girl that did the remake of Footloose is in a film with Red West. She has a relationship with a man, and Red West plays the father. And brilliant film, Safe Haven, guys. Go watch that. Let's have a look. So, would you like a gun pointed at you when Red West stood up to Elvis? Yeah. Yeah, we've all heard the gun, I could literally do hours and hours of footage about Elvis and his love of guns and the different places he would hide them, and he was scared of being shot whilst he was performing, and he wanted to stand up to these type of people. So, I heard the other day that he shot. Now, I think it might have been Marty Lacquer. He shot the ice machine, the machine that makes ice, because he was watching TV in Lisa Marie's bedroom, and because the ice machine kept making a noise, he shot the ice machine. Could you imagine shooting an ice machine? Elvis was hurt by everybody. It was all about money. Do you know, I think it was mainly about money. I've always thought there was quite a lot of envy there as well. Jealousy and envy. Yeah? Why him? Why did he have it all? Why was he the one that all the women loved? Why did he sing so beautifully? Why could he make all these movies? They were all jealous of him. Because some of them, didn't they? They went on to be actors, didn't they? So I know they had all these bit parts in the movies. And last night I watched another film on YouTube. It was the one with Ursula Andrews. I don't know if any of you were watching last night, but I found this little YouTube channel that let us watch this film. Let me just see if I can. Bit going off subject, but let me just go to so last night it was Fun in Acapulco 1963, and it had it in 10 parts, and the YouTube channel is Courtney Louise 94. So let me just take a picture of it and I'll blow it up for you. It was a bit fuzzy, but it was in 10 parts. Let me just show you. Can you see that? Courtney Louise 94. And you can watch Fun in Acapulco in 10 parts. It's not the whole film, but it's quite a big chunk of it, and it's free on YouTube. Because I don't know if you guys get this, but I find it quite hard to find the Elvis movies. I know that we've got Love Me Tender is on YouTube. We've got an in color and black and white, and it's free. We've got Loving You is on YouTube in color, but it was in color anyway, wasn't it? And it's free. But other than that, I know, Lily, I know that Elvis was slap happy with the way he would shoot guns. Like I saw a story of the Memphis Mafia saying, because he would keep shooting the ceiling, and he's in one hotel that he stayed at, he was shooting the ceiling, and when it started raining, all the rain started coming through the ceiling. Tubi has an Elvis. What is Tubi? Is Tubi? Right, 1 second, I just got to get the door. But what is Tubi? Let's grab my tea quickly while I'm here. Have a bucket full of rainbows. Another pocket full of rainbows. We were singing Elvis today, weren't we, Tina? What were we singing? The way she walked, the way she talked, how long can I pretend? Oh, I can't help it, I'm in love with a girl of mine. Come on, let's sing it together. I want to tell her how I love her so, and hold her in my arms tonight. Right, let's have a look. Got that. Got our tea. All we need now is Bit of coffee. I want a tea and a coffee, yeah? Put a bit of coffee in here. Like so. Right, we're coming, guys, we're coming. Have you heard the news? There's a good variety tonight. We love having a sing. We love singing in the car, don't we? You know, do we love singing in the car? Have you heard the news? There's good variety tonight. Come on then. Right, we've got coffee, we've got tea. Right, we have to be quiet now. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that, guys. Right. Right, no, we do have to be quiet now, Tino. Right, Tino, give me the phone. Right, come on, no, please be quiet because there's people listening. So I'm just warming it a bit more, guys. Right, no, we're going to be quiet. Right, yeah. When my night finishes, you can eat something, yeah? So, right, let me just finish, do the live, and then we'll sort all that out. Don't forget, it's still very early. You've already had breakfast. Hi, guys. We're back. Right, now you've got to be quiet now because I want to go through this. So, Tubi has a free movie app, and it's got lots of movies. And so, is this on a phone? Tubi. Let me just type it in. Tubi. What is on? I put it on my notes. Yeah. Right, I've just typed it in. All right, shh. Right, you can have those. It's fine. Yeah, me and Tina, we sing together. We've been out this morning in the car, and I've got an old interviews of Elvis in late 1955. Could be very early 56. It's a radio interview, but he sings in it. And we were singing the songs on the old interview. It was brilliant. Do you know, it's one of those CDs that come with a book. So it's very raw. It's Elvis just as he was becoming famous. And he sings That's All Right Mama on it. Just brilliant. And we sing it together in the car. Yes, Tracy. Yeah. They were jealous of his talent and charisma. I really believe that. Yeah, just open it. Right, shh. I'm going to open this for Tina. Tina, do you want to say hello to everyone?
No.
Okay. These are the weirdest sweets. Look at that for a sweet, guys. This is what the kids are eating now.
I love them.
Yeah, but it's like 9 in the morning.
I love them.
He's had Weetabix. Even though I personally don't think people need cereals, but I'm not going to stop my kid from having a cereal. Right, there we go. Right, go and sit. Go and sit over there. We're going to be quiet now. Let's keep going. Elvis was firing his gun and shot. Yes, we know about that. Right. Patsy's son. He was so out of it, he nearly shot Patsy's son. Let me get it. Where is it? There you go. Come over here. Right. Go over there now. Right. Yeah. I think I might have seen that on an interview, Gail. Morning to you, Gail, by the way. Morning, Tracy. We've got Jill on. We've got Lily on. Let's have a look. It's a free movie app. It's got lots of movies on it. So is this on a phone, Jill? Or is it something? Is it a PC thing? I don't know. I will look it up though. Yeah, I'm going to try and download it as well because there's not enough Elvis movies that are free. I've got Prime and I've got Netflix, and they've got hardly any Elvis films on. So I want to, because we've been doing these videos where we go through all the Elvis films. Suddenly, I want to rewatch them all. So let's have a look. So I'm just scrolling down your messages. Tracy, trust me, I force. I definitely do watch these movies with Tino, 100%, 100%, and he likes them. He likes them. Come, my older kids try and be cool, like they don't like Elvis, but they do, and I know they do because when we were growing up, these are the ones that are now 15, 16, 17. When we were growing up, we were all watching the Elvis films, so you can't not like Elvis if you're in my family. Even me and my wife, we watch the Elvis films. Blue Bunny. Right, so morning. I'm just having my coffee. Morning, Eileen. How are you, Eileen? And I'm reading Child Bride for the second time. Well, what can I say? Eileen, just remind me where you're from. I will say this to you guys. The Child Bride book's been moved, but something has changed. You know, I've been reading to you guys, and we've been doing a bit of a review as we read. That YouTube, I've been reading their rules, and I have to read these books in a different way. They don't let me just. I have gone back on my videos, and luckily I was sort of reviewing them, and I was sort of picking out different. But Gino, I can't hear. Gino, I was sort of picking out the way I've been reading to you. I've been sort of reading a paragraph and giving my input. Because don't forget, why are we reading these books? We're reading these books because we're trying to pick holes in what Priscilla was saying about Elvis. And with the Child Bride book, which I don't know why it's not here, but with the Child Bride book, we're trying to compare the two, aren't we? So the Child Bride and this, we're trying to see what the differences are, because obviously Child Bride has a whole different narrative, a completely different version of the truth. But what I've learned, and it was because of a subscriber did message me saying, look, you can't just read it. You can't just sit here and read a story because it breaks copyright rules. So what I've decided is I can't just sit here and read the chapter all the way through. So the way I'm going to do it now, I'm still going to read it. So we're on chapter 10. We're on chapter 10. Now look, I'm trying to talk. Right, do you want me to open it for you? I'm going to still read them, but I'm going to break them. Right, look, I'm trying to talk. I'll make you sing. I'll make you sing.
No. I'll make you sing.
Come on, you love singing. What are you on about?
No, you sing.
You love singing. Sing me a song. Come on, sing me a song. They can't see. Look, they can't see your head. They can't see your head. You got no head. Look, there it is. So you do have a head then. Look, they can't see your head again. What are you wearing? You got your you got your car pajamas on.
Lightning McQueen.
Lightning McQueen. All right.
You can't see.
Right, is that yours?
Yeah.
Okay, say goodbye to everyone because you're going to be quiet now when I do this. Right, shh. Give me that phone if you're not going to be quiet. He doesn't listen to me. Doesn't matter what I say. Don't mean anything. Doesn't mean I can have a gun, still not be quiet. Did you tell Elvis did it to Linda? Right. Yeah, I've seen the Linda Thompson interview. I know that. And there's another time that I think I've seen about 4 different interviews where when he shot his gun, someone could have got hurt. Right. What Elvis did in private life is nobody's business. Elvis should be remembered for all the beautiful things Elvis did in his life, and Elvis always brought joy to my life. He sure did. He sure did, Teresa. But I will say, I am making it my business. Tino doesn't want to say hello. It's too early. Yes. He's so funny. He's hilarious. But he would sing. You catch Tino in the right moment and he will sing with me and we harmonize together. I love it. Anya, my little 7-year-old, does it as well. She loves, what's the song? The Way She Walks. That one. And we sing that together. Love it. Love it. They are releasing his movies on Blu-ray. I've been buying them. Quality is fabulous. Okay, thank you. YouTube rules are so ridiculous. Well, I get it. The authors have, invested a lot of money and they're trying to protect it. But I actually would prefer to do a review than to read it, because I think that at least by doing a review, we can break down the facts, see what is being said that is true or not true, and then we can give our opinions. So I'm okay with it. I just need to, I'm going to read the chapter before I come on the live stream, and then I'm going to do it in a way where I'm not breaking the rules. Yeah, we do. But luckily, I have gone back through the videos, and it's sort of a review and sort of isn't. So I think we're okay. I haven't had any nasty messages. Come on, Gio. Everyone's got a bad temper, haven't they? If you push people enough. Yeah, he is so charming, Eileen. He's hilarious. He makes me laugh. If you're a real Elvis fan, you take the good with the bad. Yes, I agree. 100%. We're not trying to whitewash Elvis. We're not trying to make Elvis out like he was a perfect human being, even though, ladies, he was a perfect human being. But you get my point. We will bring up the bad and the good. But I will say this, that when you really break down Elvis, really, especially when you've done as much research as we've done together, his faults reduce. Now, in my opinion, I think Priscilla's faults started like this. Yeah, small. And then as you go through the years, going right back from 59, the faults go like this. And you have a lot of things that have happened that, in my opinion, I think seriously wrong. Yeah. Now with Elvis, the faults, they never were like this. They were tiny. You think about it, guys. What can they say about Elvis? That he was a bit of a womanizer. They can say that he took prescribed medication and he abused them. Sometimes he lost his temper. Yeah. Guys, anything else? Seriously, is there anything else? Yeah. This is what I've come to realize. But when you start saying the good things about Elvis, we know what they are, don't we? Together, guys, we know what the good things are. It's thousands of things. When you go right back to in the early 50s, when he was going to what's that church that he loved going to? I forget the name of it. The one that they have actually is now next to the house in Satilla Road in Tupelo. Yeah. Oh, what's that church called? Someone tell me the name of that church. Oh, come on. I'm sorry, it's so early in the morning, but we know Elvis in the early 50s in Tupelo was going to church with his parents every week. That's how you met people. Yeah. And he was seeing Dixie and Magdalene. Right. So the church. Oh, what is the church called? Oh, it's here. It's just there. One of you are going to tell me. So what I'm trying to say is this, guy. Yes, I think it is, but it's got a specific name. And isn't it on the cover of his gospel album? I'm not sure. One of you are going to say it. It's actually, they moved it and put it next to Satilla Road, his house in Mississippi Tupelo that his dad and uncle built together. Anyway, as I was saying, we're talking about Elvis's faults. So, like I just said, Could have been unfaithful, could have had a temper, could have abused his medication sometimes, but we know he was very unwell, so he needed them. What other faults are there? You think about it. He was this beautiful church-going man. Even when he was a child, he was generous to a fault. He didn't have any money, but he would give away his comics. He would share his cars. He would do anything for his parents. He was a church-going, God-fearing man who lived by the Bible. Yeah? All the way through his school life, he was a perfectly well-mannered, decent person that treated everyone with respect. And then when he did start to become famous, so let's say from going to Memphis studios, some records, and then the song gets released and he gets this overnight fame, he still kept very humble. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Couldn't believe that this instant fame that he suddenly had. But if you hear him on his interviews, when he first got famous, he's just a beautiful, well-mannered man that really appreciated the fact that he had shot to fame, couldn't understand why he had become so successful. And then you follow him from, right, no, you've got to be quiet. Right, that's the last one you're having now.
Okay.
So you think about it, guys. You think about it. Now let's try and pick his faults. He becomes, right, no, here, you're going to do this. I want to finish what I'm saying. It's important. So you think about it, guys. He's got this massive fame. And then he's employing his friends that are around him, people like Red West, yeah? And he's doing his little performances around Memphis and locally. There is nothing bad being said about Elvis all the way through the 50s, yeah? So then we get to the 60s. You think about how he was when he was drafted and how he wanted to, how can I say it? He wanted to serve for his country. He was offered to do a job. How can I say it? He was allowed to get special treatment in the army and do performances and go around to all the different soldiers and perform for them. But no, Elvis chose to be one of the guys. He wanted to serve normal time, not sing, and just do his time with the rest of the boys. Then he comes back, his train journey back to do the Frank Sinatra special, and you see him getting interviewed on the train, and you can see that with the interviewer, Elvis just sits there completely down to earth. He gives total respect to the interviewer. So now this is when things get complicated, guys. So he has this close friendship with Priscilla in Germany. He meets her for 5 or 6 months. No sex. They were very close. So he's back to his world. It's 1960. He's doing GI Blues. He's doing the RCA Victor recordings, a few albums that were massively successful. And he does the Frank Sinatra special that we know. And Frank Sinatra, the minute he met Elvis, was like, wow, Elvis is a good guy. And Frank Sinatra was out of order because Frank Sinatra said some quite nasty things about rock and roll and Elvis. Yeah. But Frank Sinatra was completely won over and they become very good friends. Obviously, Nancy Sinatra as well. Right, Tino, shh. Right. And you think about it. So then this is the difficult bit, guys. This is the difficult bit. So he comes back. He's seeing Anita Wood. He also been seeing, what's her name? Stefan, the girl in Germany, the secretary. So he comes back to, so he's back to his life at Gracelands. He's still seeing Anita Wood. And then this is the difficult bit, because eventually when Priscilla moves to America, she visited twice, didn't she? I think in October and December in 62. By 63, she's living there. And then this, I think, would be a time. But Tino, I'm trying to talk. Right, no, you're just taking the mic now. No, because I've asked you about 5 times now. No, I'm not joking. Right, please, let me just finish what I'm doing. You're not being fair. I've only asked you to be quiet. I'm going to lock him in the garden, right? Right, and let's have a coffee. I'm getting to the point, guys. I'm waffling. I'm getting to the point. So then it's 63, and he's off doing the movies. He meets Margaret and some other co-stars, Juliet Prowse. Yes, Elvis is a little bit naughty when he comes back. But don't forget, in Elvis's mind, he's still single. He's not with Priscilla. Priscilla is someone that he thinks, oh, maybe one day in the future we could be together. But in his mind, he's still single. So when he's seeing people like Margaret, Juliet Prowse and other people, this is between 62 and 66. He's still got I'm not married. We're not engaged. He's still a bit like that. But I will say this, it's a bit cruel to Priscilla, because I do think when Elvis was seeing Margaret, I do think it was a bit cruel on Priscilla. I want to be fair. So the point of my waffle is this. If you really look at Elvis and you try and pick faults with him as a human being, as a person, there's hardly any. Could have been unfaithful, had a temper, and took too many tablets sometimes. That's it. So you get where I'm going, guys. Elvis was not this. Sometimes some of the things I read about Elvis are so cruel and so unfair. And a lot of these things are being said by complete strangers. And some of these books that are written about Elvis are disgusting. And I've read some pretty nasty things about Elvis. And unfortunately, the people that don't know about Elvis, they believe it. So when I'm trying to defend Elvis, because I always defend Elvis, when I'm trying to defend Elvis to these people that don't really know his life that he had and what he went through and don't understand that he was very unwell, they don't listen to me. They don't want to know. They're like, nah, the way he treated Priscilla was disgusting, and he was just a shagabout, and all he cared about was himself. So many horrible things. I hate it. And when I try and say to them, no, Elvis was a really decent, good Christian man who had very strong morals, but suffered with temptation. Yeah? The temptation that was thrown in front of Elvis was extreme. And for a very young man in his early 20s and into his 30s, the temptation Elvis had, how many men can stand up to that? All these extremely beautiful women literally throwing themselves at him. How many men could have withstood that? I would say almost none. Almost none. So anyway, you get my point, guys. Right, let's go back to these messages. So Deborah's on board. Hi, Deborah. And we got Nadia. Hi, Nadia. Right, so let's just go back to some of these messages. Okay. It's good that you're all chatting with each other. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. It's really important you subscribe, guys, and hit the notification bell. And if you join, click the join button. I would love you guys to be members on my channel. Right, let's get these. Lily. Yes. The Assembly of God. The Assembly of God. And it says it all about Elvis. Come on. He's a young child, and then he becomes a teenager, and he's going to church every week. Doesn't that just say it all about him as a person? And the way he treated his mother, doesn't that just say it all? It says it all to me. So Deborah, good morning. It's 3:30 a.m. here in the USA. Deborah, remind us what part of the USA you're in. Nadia, welcome on board, Nadia. Jill, Blue Bunny, he gave away 200 cards. You know what? It might be more. So it's 128 in LA, Lily. And then the pills that made his temper go berserk. Otherwise, I agree. And I'm going to do a whole video on Elvis's medical problems. Yeah, and we're going to do a proper video about the book Destined to Die Young. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to go through that book with you guys. I can't read it, go through it, pick out all the points, and I want to really show the people through a live stream exactly what medical conditions Elvis had, so we can break down exactly why he needed so many different pills, as well as the sleeping tablets and the painkillers, because I also think that Elvis being portrayed as a drug addict is completely wrong and unfair. But do I think Elvis abused the pills sometimes? Yes, especially in the last 3 years, definitely. But he was also very unwell in those last 3 years, very unwell. So he needed medication, guys. Dr. Nick had a very difficult job to do, very difficult. And my views on Dr. Nick are very 50-50. I completely understand that he had an impossible task. He inherited Elvis at a time when Elvis was becoming very unwell. So I've done some videos on Dr. Nick, and they actually did become quite close friends. I don't know if you know that, guys, but he would holiday with them. And the last few pictures of Elvis taken in Hawaii when he was on holiday with Ginger Alden, Dr. Nick is there. Tino! God, she's so naughty. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Vernon was a wife basher. Elvis would ring his mother every couple of hours. See, I don't know about that, guys. I'd have to do research on that. Thanks, Gail. Right, sorry. Elvis once, he said he slept with every woman. He is accused that he would be dead a long time ago. That's years before he did pass. Eileen. Right, let me read that again. Eileen, sorry. Elvis once said if he slept with every woman he is accused of, he would be dead. Oh, I see what you mean. I get your point. So I've heard through all the different information that I've discovered that a lot of the time Elvis didn't want to have sex with these women. He just wanted to sit up late in bed with them, reading all these different books and talking deeply about everything, about life, about the spiritual things, and about the Bible and religion. And I've heard that a lot of these people, these girls that he was with, he just wanted to become very close friends with them and really just get to know them and share his feelings with them. And sometimes there was no sex. Right, let's have a look. Tracy, he was under unbelievable pressure in 1956 onwards. No wonder he lost his temper occasionally. Come on, we all lose our temper. Some of us bottle it up and have a big burst. Some of us are just a bit short-tempered and we just lose it over nothing. Over spilling a cup of tea. We're all human beings here. So Eileen, and most women said he just liked to talk and enjoy their company. That's it, Lily. That's it. So no, I think he was a very complex person. He was very smart, under a lot of pressure, big time, impulsive and introvert. I think he could be both. I think he definitely impulsive. I think he could be extrovert and introvert. He had a bit of both, didn't he? The duality being given what he wanted always once he became famous and nourished his ego. Of course, he had a big ego. You have to get up in front of a crowd like that and perform the way he did. And you watch Elvis, and I watched a few of his movies yesterday because we were going through all the different clips. And I tell you what, to stand up and dance like that and move like that in these movies, you got to have a big ego. What was that? I watched him last night. Oh, what's that one? Casanova. That one. Do you know the one I mean? Do. What is that song called, guys? And he's like got a cream suit on, and the way he's dancing in that. What was it? Tell me what it is, guys. And you imagine the ego you need to have to stand in front of a film crew on a set with all these dancers. Yes, Elvis had a massive ego, but he would be the opposite as well. He would be the shyest man in the world. So he could go from one extreme to the other. It just came out of him, didn't it? When Elvis performed, I don't care how old he was. He could have been in the 55 or it could be in 75. He just came alive. And even with all the karate stuff that he would do on stage, you imagine the self-confidence you need to do that in front of 10,000 people and all these sellout concerts that he did. So let's keep going. Bossa Nova, yes, Bossa Nova. Wicked Felina. Have you guys go and watch Elvis dancing when he performs Bossa Nova? I tell you what, he would have won Britain. He would have won America's Got Talent. Bossa Nova, all of you saying it. Fun in Apple Coke box. Yeah, I watched it last night. I tell you, I like a dance. I like dancing, and he blows me away. He blows me away. So let's have a look. So what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I remember now. We were just playing a few of the. Let's have a look. Right, Tino, we can hear you. We can hear you. Are you part of our video? Are you part of our live stream? Are you? Are you joining in? Yeah. Right. I'm going to play a bit more of Marty Lacker's interview, but we're over an hour now, so I don't really like the live streams to go on longer than an hour, but I don't mind. Let's have a look. That's why Priscilla's affair devastated him. Yeah. You guys, I've got very strong feelings about Priscilla. So strong. I have to be careful when I talk about Priscilla because I don't want YouTube to get upset with me. But if it's true that Priscilla had this affair months after the baby was born in '68 with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, the guy who owned his own dance studio, I don't think it could be any worse than that. That is about as bad as it gets. Having an affair months after your baby is born, beautiful Lisa Marie. Come on. From 1 to 10, that's a 10. That is a 10. It's as bad as it gets. And same with the divorce settlement, the second divorce settlement, when she came back for more money. That is a 10. That is a 10, but in my opinion. He sure was, Teresa. Many of Memphis Mafia did say that Vernon was physically abusive to Gladys, and that's why he was protective of Gladys. Thanks, Tracy, and I'm going to look that up. I haven't done that much about Vernon. Not really. Not really. I think I did I've done a few videos about Vernon and Elvis arguing. Definitely have done a few of those. After his mum passed, he felt so alone and heartbroken. He sure did. I've done quite a lot of videos of Gladys Love Presley and her closeness with Elvis. And I've been reading lately that Elvis actually knew how unwell his mother was. She was very unwell for a couple of years leading up to when she died. So I think behind the scenes, secretly, everyone knew she was unwell. But in those days, people were very proud. So they kept their illnesses private. So after his mum passed, he felt so alone and heartbroken. I know. She admitted in an interview. Right, let's have a look. Her affair was dashing to blow. All right, Wicked Felina. So I'll call you Felina. I've definitely seen her admit her affair with Mike Stone. Yeah, but I've never seen her admit Steve Peck. Has she? Can I ask you, Felina? Did she admit about Steve Peck? Nadia, did Steve Peck ever talk about his affair with? Do you know what? I have been looking for anything with Steve Peck, and I can't even get a picture of him. Now I found. Look, I'll type it in now and I'll show you guys. I have found some information about him. Right. I'll put it in for you guys now. And I'll just see if it comes up quickly. It gives you, he was 39, yeah? And wasn't he a bit of a film producer? Let's have a look, right? Let's see if it comes up. I know he was 39. Here we go. So I'll just click on it and see if it comes up. Dance instructor Steve Peck is rumored to be the Paramount. Oh my God, can't even read that. Pseudonym. The Paramore not pseudo. I can't even read that. All right, here we go. Look. So I don't know how well you can see that, but what they're doing is they're comparing them. So he was 39. I don't know why it's saying his height. He was 6 foot. She was 22. He was a Capricorn. She was a Gemini. That's all it says. That's all it says. That's the only information I've got about him. I think one said, let's have a look. Here we are. Let's go on to this. So it says he was born in January the 29th. No, January the 2nd, 1929. In California, Fullerton, California. He was an actor. Right, let's have a look. He was an actor. Is that right? Is this the same one? Let me just be sure. Let's see if it mentions Priscilla. Yes, right. Okay, right. You ready, guys? Priscilla said the affair never happened. Yeah, maybe. She flatly denies this. Now, I want to know the truth. I want to know if this affair actually happened, because my views on Priscilla, that affair, are pivotal to my views on Priscilla. Because if that affair did not happen, then really she doesn't become the bad guy to me until she meets Mike Stone. So I would love to have any kind of proof about that Steve Peck affair. I know that on the Elvis video, Elvis Rare Photos, he's got a great Elvis YouTube channel. He clearly says that they were at the 68 comeback special at the rehearsal, and there's a picture of them together. Let's just have a look at this. I'm going to read this for you in a sec. Let's just look at your comments. So, Steve Peck ever talk about the affair? As far as I know, Nadia, no. Elvis had to sell his back music catalogue to give Priscilla more money. I know. And Felina, I have done some quite detailed videos of the second divorce settlement where a deed of trust, a lien, a charge was put on Graceland because Elvis couldn't afford to pay Priscilla. And that could have led to why Elvis took this decision to sell his back catalogue to RCA so that he could afford to pay Priscilla. And I have got very strong views about that second divorce settlement. I feel, in my opinion, was very, very greedy and very cruel to Elvis, because it happened when Elvis was very unwell and the Memphis Mafia tell-all book had just come out as well. And I think his health at that point was peaking, his bad health. So these are the two main things that really upset me, in my opinion, about Priscilla: the second divorce settlement and the affair with Steve Peck. And the other thing is the affair with Mike Stone was so public and so cruel. It shakes me to my bones, the Mike Stone affair. It literally drives me mad that she could have been so cruel to him. So cruel. And don't forget, with the Steve Peck thing, they'd only been married a year. So the baby had only just been born. So it's like, I could pull my hair out. It drives me mad, in my opinion. Right. Yes. So, yeah, Felina, I think, yes, I think he did sell his back catalogue because of the demands financially, the pressure of the money demands placed on him by that second divorce settlement that Priscilla did, which I don't think she had any right to do. But this is just an opinion. In her book, she addressed it. So in her book, did she? Because you mean the Elvis and Me book? Okay, I need to read more of it, Tracy. No, Vernon did abuse Gladys. Didn't abuse Gladys at all. Elvis would have thrown him out. He loved his mother too much. She was everything to him. Felina, you're right. I need to do some more research. Look, I've never read anywhere that he abused Gladys, but I need to do more research. Elvis hired a top cardiologist for his mother when she was very unwell. Yes, and I do think there was stuff going on behind the scenes before she died. They knew she was not right. They knew she was very unwell. Yeah, Gail, he definitely bought Graceland for his mother. I read that Gladys was abusive towards Vernon and that she even hit him in the head with an iron pan. Lily, that just makes me laugh. But my wife hasn't hit me on the head with a frying pan yet. Actually, my wife has never hit me. She never hit me. She called me a few names. Priscilla said that the affair never happened. I'd like to know the truth. I really want to know if the Steve Peck affair happened. I'd love evidence. I would love proof. Lily. So Lily got it wrong. So okay, let's keep going. So Wicked Felina, you just read it online. Is this the frying pan? All right, let me sort Tina out. Tina. Actually, I'll put my tea to warm up as well in the microwave while I'm sorting him out. Okay. Tea is warming up. Right, okay, but you are going to be quiet. I'm doing this live and then, yeah? Good boy, you've been a good boy. Well done, you've been good, yeah? Right, go on. Very good. Why don't you sit in the lounge and then you can be more quiet there? Don't sit in the lounge. You can say hello to the people if you want.
No.
No, why not?
Because wait.
Okay. Right, let's get my tea.
I want tea.
Yeah, I'm going to make you one. Don't worry, I'm going to do everything for you when this live ends.
I don't want tea.
You got all day with me. You're going to get everything you want. Right, shh. Right, let's just have a look. So we're on. Oh yeah, I was going to quickly read this to you. Yeah, look, he's got his new car. We bought this yesterday for him. He's too cute. Too cute, guys. Right, so let me just read about Steve Peck. So Steve Peck, born 1929, January the 2nd, in New York. And he did, according to this, he actually did some, he was an actor. He did Bells Are Ringing and Johnny Cool in 1960, 1963. He was married to Cynthia. He died on October the 9th, 2005 in Fullerton, California. So then it says here, he owned and ran a dance studio from 1950 to 1980. In 1971, after starting a second dance studio and reportedly a company in Fullerton, he launched Angelo and Vinci's Restaurante so his dancers would have a place to eat in 1988. A writer for the Times described his eatery as the gaudiest restaurant in Orange County, an interior designer's nightmare, a gawker's paradise. A territorial gone slight amongst the restaurant was rated as having the top pizza in Orange County in 2004. Peck and his wife often allowed the restaurant to be used for fundraisers. Now, where's the bit that says, right, here we go. Here it goes, guys. He was rumored to be the paramount pseudonymously referred as Mark in Priscilla Presley's 1985 autobiography. She denies it. Guys, that's the best information I've read so far. So have any of you heard this? Look, and this is on Google. I'll say it again, rumored to be the paramount pseudonymously referred to as Mark in Priscilla Presley's book in 1985, the autobiography, and she denies it. So just a little bit more on his career. Peck and his wife often allowed the restaurant to be used for fundraising for KABC TV Channel 7 Eyewitness. And the restaurant was called Angelo and Vincini's Ristorante. And it says was a choreographer and singer and actor on Tommy Sands when he was cast to play Shirley MacLaine's boyfriend in Some Came Running in 1958. That's the only information I have ever seen. No pictures of him, which is weird. Why would there be no pictures of him? I'm just going to see if a picture comes up. I'll click on images. Let's just see if that's... I'm just trying to see if that's him there. 1 second. What's Michael Edwards? No. Any of you guys find a picture of him? If he was an actor, you think... Look, I got a picture of... No. We've got Mike Stone. Let's keep going. We've got Marco Garibaldi. I'm just seeing if a picture comes up. We've got her with Ellie Aziza. That's an unusual picture, guys. Look at her with Ellie Aziza. Let's have a look. Follow me. I'll show you a few of the other pictures. Marco Garibaldi. You think, look, there's her with Mike Stone, which just infuriates me. And then what else have we got? Michael Edwards. I did read his book, but a long time ago, and we've got strong views about him, don't we, guys? He was a very handsome man. He was a model and actor. Then we've got Richard Gere, but not with her. But I heard that was just a one-night stand. Anyway, so no pictures of him. No pictures of Steve Peck. Why? So let me just check your comments. He has a picture on Google. I've looked. I can't find it. Morning, Adrian. Hope you're well. Then he seems that when he went to Hawaii in 68, she was still longing for him. Makes a mockery of those home movies. I agree. Tracy. Felina, let me just... Yeah, so Priscilla wrote, I had a brief affair and decided to end it. Right, so was that in the Elvis and Me book? Because I haven't read that yet, Nadia. So Felina, I'd love to see proof. I want to see proof, the Steve Peck thing. I need it. It's so important. It's quite crucial. Felina, Elvis promised his parents they would never be homeless again. Elvis took care of both of them, and Graceland was for both of them. Yeah. But we know that when Vernon remarried, was it D, that Elvis wouldn't let him live in the house, and he lived in the house behind. Which I watched a video the other day that house is still there, but it's derelict. Is this true? The video might have been a few years old. Right, so let's have a look. Things were going to change after the last concert. Elvis was going to do something else. It's true, asked Billy. If you look at Ginger Alden's interviews, Elvis seemed to be like getting ready. Obviously, he was going to go the next day to start his new tour, but she said he was very upbeat and looking forward to the future, even wanted more children, wanted to get married to her. So Ginger Alden's opinion of how Elvis was just before he passed was that he was getting better. Wouldn't that have been a great thought, guys? So Tracy says she admits to having a brief affair with dance instructor in black and white. Tracy, what do you mean in black and white? I believe Marty, like I said, 4 months after Lisa's birth. So who knows? Yeah, so I do think the period of time after Lisa Marie was born, before she slept with Steve Peck, none of us are completely sure. Some say 7 weeks, some say 12 weeks. I've heard different reports. So we need proof, guys. Right, Nadia, who was influencing Priscilla to go for the second divorce settlement? And it's a good question. Was it Richard Kardashian? Now, he was a high-powered lawyer, wasn't he? Attorney. So was it him? Because as far as I can tell, when she went for the second divorce settlement, it wasn't in 1977. It had started in 74. And they were arguing for a couple of years about this divorce settlement. So, well, if you look around 74, isn't that far away from when she was seeing Richard Kardashian? Didn't she start seeing Richard Kardashian after Mike Stone? You guys tell me. So chapter 35 of the book, she addresses it. Are we talking about the Elvis and Me book? Let's have a look. We have the book. Oh my God, how are we going to know from this? Do you know what page it is? Tracy, do you know what page it is? She's talking about Tom Jones. Oh, it's quite a short chapter. I can't read it because I'm not allowed to. But I can read little bits. I'm not allowed to do that. We are now doing a review of this book, guys. Keep YouTube happy. I began taking private lessons 3 times a week. Mark's personal interest and attentions were flattering. Right, let's read that again. Let's go back slightly. The studio, right, we are referring to the affair that Priscilla may have had, and we're using this book to refer to it. The studio was a small and unpretentious. The owner, Mark, was an extremely attractive, dynamic man of 45. Now, don't forget, it said in the thing I found is that he was 39. He was an excellent dancer and a fine teacher. Guys, we're getting there. Thanks, Tracy. And by the time I left that afternoon, I had enrolled for private lessons. Enrolled for private lessons. Private lessons being the key words. Yes?
Can you avoid cars?
Cars, okay. Right, but you are going to be, you've got to have it volume right down.
Cars.
We're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting somewhere. Let me just put this on for him. I'm blind as a bat. I need my glasses. Here we go. Right, I don't want it loud. Right, so guys, are we on this? I'm going to read it again. Actually, let me just... I was looking in the yellow pages. I'm going to word it myself so I don't get in trouble. I was looking in the yellow pages for a dancing school. This school taught jazz and ballet, and it was near my home. It was only a small dancing school, and the owner, Mark, was very good looking. He was a dynamic man. And I had enrolled for private lessons, and I was shy to dance in front of a group of people. I wanted to wait until I could keep up with the other dancers before having lessons. I began having private lessons 3 times a week, and Mark's personal interest was very flattering. He fancied her. Let's have a look. So she's basically saying that her dancing was improving quickly, and that the dance instructor was saying that she had the potential to be very good. They really pushed her to improve. It was very painful, but she wanted to keep going because she wasn't going to give up. It was very demanding. It's saying a lot that she was really good. She became obsessed with the dancing. Right, Mark, even when I was home, I had only seen him a few times in my life. And she had frustration and feelings. And he was charismatic. And in lieu of a passionate marriage, and dance was becoming her life. And this made me realize I needed much more out of my relationship with Elvis. And then we went for a getaway to Hawaii. And then this bit, it says, hopefully Mark had forgotten her. What? Because she was on her second honeymoon. Right, so then that's it there. Then she moves on, starts talking about Tom Jones. So yeah, she does refer in page 262 of the Elvis and Me, chapter 35. She basically does admit. She doesn't say that she actually had an affair with him. She says that he gave her loads of attention, made her feel very special, and she found him hard to resist. Yeah? Does that sound good, guys? I wouldn't call that admittance, but it's definitely something. Right, so where were we? We were, I just want to go through your messages. So things were going to change after the last concert. Elvis was going to do something else. It's true, asked Billy. Yeah. I believe that when Vernon had disciplined Elvis, terrible so. All I know that Vernon and Elvis argued regularly. I know that. I've read it too many times. Yes, we have to check the book, Nadia, which I just did. Elvis was not the marrying kind. She had no right to Elvis' money. How much? See, I see. Look, Teresa, I actually think Elvis was the marrying kind, but we have to go by at what point of his life the fame is. So you think about it. So when he was 13, 14, 15, 16, and he was in love, I think was it Dixie? Yeah. He definitely wanted to get married. Turn it down, please, Tina. Tina, turn it down. He definitely wanted to get married. He falsified his parents' marriage certificate and pretended he was married. It was just a bit of fun. But I actually think the religious Elvis, who went to church regularly, did want to get married, did want to settle down. Yeah. But come on, fame jumps in, success, money, and then that changes how you see life, doesn't it? It's like me, I spent 26 years as a DJ, yeah, in running my businesses, but I was also a DJ, a disc jockey, and I didn't want to get married through those years. I was having the time of my life. But once I settled down, met my wife. No, Tina, turn it down more. Tina, more, come on. So once I settled down and had children, then I changed my perspective on life. Whilst I was a DJ, I had different girlfriends, lots of different girlfriends. But when I settled down, I was completely faithful. And I say this about Elvis as well. Yes, when he was single and getting loads of attention and he was becoming even more famous, yeah, he would have lots of different girlfriends. But as he got older and he became more settled in his mind, he changed. I actually think Elvis in his 40s was going to get married and have more kids, and if he found the right person. I'm not saying Ginger Oldham was the right person because I don't know, but people change. It depends how old they are, how much success and fame they're getting. People change. I had quite a few girlfriends when I was in my 20s, yeah, and 30s, I'll be honest with you guys, I got bored of it. I got bored of being the DJ, getting loads of attention. I wanted to be in love and have kids. You see? So we have this dilemma, you know. Success can make you do different things than you would normally do. I think Elvis was born, if he was not a singer and not beautiful and talented, I think Elvis was going to have a very settled life and have kids and a large family and be a loyal, faithful husband. But this is in the early 50s. As soon as we go past 55, everything was different. Everything was different. Elvis oftenly, with girlfriends like Anita Wood, June Junico, he would tell them that he's going to marry them one day, because Elvis did want to get married one day. Right, Gino. Right, just give me the remote then. Turn it down, please. Right, let's have a look. So Elvis promised his parents they would never be homeless again. Yeah, we've done that. Let's have a look. So Nadia, Elvis, Priscilla wrote, I had a brief affair and decided to end it. And referring to the dance instructor. Nadia, was actually in the book, the words, I had a brief affair. Is it actually in the book? Please tell me. Really important. Can you tell me what page it is, what line? I want to find it. I read also. I read that. Yeah, and Deborah, if you've got the book with you now, I'd like to. I actually want to see that because it's important to me. Because then at least the things I've been saying, I haven't been too unfair. Because I want to be fair on what I'm saying to you guys. I don't want it just to be my opinion. I want it to be, no, this is what happened. Yeah. So chapter 35 we're looking for. Put my little thing there. Nadia, yes. Page 262. Thank you. 262 and soft cover book. Look again. If you can't find it, it was taken out. Cover up. Now, as soon as Lisa marries, the book is coming out. Priscilla is writing other books. Right. Let me just page it near the bottom. Right. I began relaxing, enjoying myself, and almost. Right. I began. Yes, Nadia. I like this. So I found it, guys. This is important to me because I don't want to accuse Priscilla of being unfaithful in 1968 after the baby was born. So this gives you a timeline. We have proof. It's come from her own mouth. And she does say, I had a brief affair and decided to end it. I had a brief affair and decided to end it. Proof! Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Tracy. I can clearly say, without feeling bad, that Priscilla did have an affair with Steve Peck, the dance instructor, the guy who owned the dance studio, in 1968, not long after the baby Lisa Marie was born. Thanks, Lily. I can clearly say it without feeling like I'm saying a lie. And I can also, guys, I am infuriated that happened. And I'll repeat why, guys. And I'm not being hateful. I don't want to be hateful. I just want to say the facts. They had only been married a year. Come on. Now, from all the bits I've read, that in 1966, 67, that time when they got engaged and the marriage, I know it was a bit of a quick rush marriage, but Elvis was being very good around that period. When he found out Priscilla was pregnant, obviously he celebrated, he was jubilant. But Elvis did go through a phase where he said, I'm going to be faithful. And you have the Memphis Mafia interviews admitting, I think it could have been Marty Lacker, that Elvis, when he found out that Priscilla was pregnant, and leading up to the marriage in the Aladdin, that he was good for that year. So I believe, that when she was unfaithful with Steve Peck, which is just disgusting because she had just had Lisa Marie pregnant. There's an advert coming up, so I'll stop in a sec, let the advert pass. But I believe Elvis was being loyal and faithful to her at the time that she was unfaithful to Elvis in 1968, just after the baby was born. And I think that thing that she did, she risked breaking up the family at the time when Lisa Marie was just a baby. A baby. Lisa Marie was a few months old, and she's having, I'm not going to say sex, she's having a brief affair, like she's admitted in her book, with the dance instructor, the owner of the dance studio, just after being married and just after the baby was born. Come on, guys. How horrific is that? How horrific. What kind of a person does that? It's so bad. So bad. And we have proved it together, guys. We have proved it. It's not just me slandering. Right, let me just, while the advert plays, I'm going to warm my tea up again. So, right, my tea's just warming up. I'm going to carry on going through these comments. Guys, please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Really important. 78% of you do not subscribe. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you want to become a member of my channel, it's only $1 a month. Please become a member. And thank you so much to Judith. Judith became a member yesterday. And the day before, James became a member. We know Stacy is a member as well. Thank you so much, guys. It really means everything to me. Okay, I'm going to read some more of your comments. There's 26 of you on. Please subscribe, guys. Please hit the notification bell so that when I do my lives, you get informed so you can join us straight away. Remember, we are a big family. We all come together to defend Elvis, to search for the truth. And this is exactly what we're doing now in this live. This has become one of my favorite lives, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the first time we've found some actual proof of the wrongdoing by Priscilla Presley towards Elvis Presley just after Lisa Marie was born in 1968, a year after the marriage. So this is very, very important to me, right? So let's have a look. Just keep going through your comments. So Adrian watched I Love a Little, Live a Little last night. Where did you watch it, Adrian? Where did you find it? Let's have a look. So Elvis looks incredibly handsome when he sings sings A Little Less Conversation. Yeah, he sure does. Great movie from Lily. Yeah, we love Lisa. You know, I ordered her book yesterday. I found it on eBay and it was £18 and you get it in August. And I know it's not out till October, is it? So I hope it's not a scam, but we'll soon find out. She was an adulteress. She was. 100%. We've proved it, guys. Yeah. Rah. We got the proof. So I think Nadia's in Switzerland, isn't she? Let's keep going. I am of the same mind as you, Louis. She becomes obsessive with whatever man she is attracted to and is very aggressive in pursuing them. I've read this many times, but this is just our opinion, guys. We don't want to get in trouble with YouTube, but we're allowed to have an opinion. Who is that? All right. If you just come out. No, okay. It's my son Giovanni. He's 15. Giovanni doesn't really talk to me much. He's at that age where I'm invisible. Invisible dad. He breaks things a lot. He breaks things a lot as well. So look. Hi. Someone just said hello, Giovanni from America. Jill. He says hello back. Lily from California, I think, has just said hello to you. Say hi. Hi. He's shy. Giovanni is a great footballer. When is the England match? Last night, was it? So 5 o'clock today, England. So 5 o'clock today, England are playing in the Euros. And who won the Switzerland match? Because there's a girl on here from Switzerland, Nadia. Nadia, congratulations. You beat Italy. Nadia, yeah?
No, we like Italy.
No, but she's a fan of... She lives in Switzerland.
Yeah, we like Italy.
My son likes Italy. Obviously, my wife is quarter Italian, and which means they're part Italian, but they're also Greek Cypriot. So we have, Well done, Nadia. You did good. Right. Let's have a look. So Priscilla was not the right one for Elvis. I would always say Anne is the best of any. Never to. Yes. Anne Margaret was lovely, but Teresa, come on, she was very career-minded. She was an amazing singer and dancer and entertainer, and she lived for her career. So would Elvis have liked that? I think he would have grown bored, not bored. I don't think Elvis would have wanted his wife to be jetting around the world with her career singing and dancing. I just don't think that's what Elvis would have wanted. But do I think Elvis loved Anne Margaret? Yeah, 100%. He truly loved her. And she loved him. Thanks. We sent the current European champions home. And she's fond of the spaghetti. So, Gio, so are Italy out now? Oh, right, they're actually out. So, the European champions home. Nadia, you're being naughty. Poor Italy. Italy, I feel sorry for you. My wife won't like it. Right, so we have Philomena Barbara from Sydney, Australia. Born, but she's Italian. Oh, Philomena, I'm sorry about Italy losing. You're missing so many of your comments. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to catch up. It's not easy. Adrian, I'm going to do an Elvis room. I've just got to decide where I'm going to do it. At the moment, I'm locked in the kitchen. So the kids, the older kids are starting to wake up now. So anyway, I think we're on a bit of a roll. It turns out that I was going to base today's live stream on the Memphis Mafia, but it's not happening, is it? We've gone a different tangent, so I can still come back to that. So let's go on a different note because we're chatting. Can any of you just tell me what was the song that introduced you to Elvis, or the movie that introduced you to Elvis, going way back to the 70s or even 60s? Mine was, I had two songs. It was That's All Right Mama and I Just Can't Help Believing. Those were the two songs that introduced me to Elvis. And I reckon it was about 1970, I think 1972. And I was obviously very, very young. Can any of you answer that? There's 26 of you on now. You're up very late in the early hours of the morning, most of you. Kent. I've never been to Kent, Adrian. Just so you know, Adrian, I'm in Weston-super-Mare. Weston-super-Mare. It's a seaside town. The movie with Bill Bixby and Shelley Faber. You know, I love Bill Bixby. Love him. Think he's amazing. And he has put a very, very good interview of how he met Elvis. What was the movie that he did first with Elvis? Was it Speedway? I'm not sure. But his interview basically says that when he first arrived on set, Elvis went out of his way to go to his dressing room and introduce himself. He speaks very highly of Elvis. Wooden Heart, my teacher in primary school, would play it, yes. And we watched this last night because it's very kid-friendly, isn't Wooden Heart? And we were watching it last night. Yeah, and how old were you, Tracy, then? You would have been about 6 or 7, is that right? If you ever come to Weston-super-Mare, Adrian, I'd be happy to meet you. I can't see me going to Kent, but Weston is a destination. We've got a lovely beach and a promenade and a pier. I love In the Ghetto and Teddy Bear. Yes, you can. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
So you love In the Ghetto. I think In the Ghetto is probably my second favourite song. Hungry little boy with a runny nose. Right, come on. In the Ghetto. Right. So I heard yesterday that Sammy Davis Jr. was offered the song In the Ghetto, and he turned it down and said, I never lived a life like that. But Elvis did. Elvis really related to the song In the Ghetto. Beautiful song. One of my favourite. 66, 67, Tracy. Yeah, so Burning Love, it came out in 1972. I was 1 year old, but I remember hearing it when I was about 6. It's just a hunker burning love. Right. My brother introduced me to Elvis in 1959, but Philomena, but why? How did he introduce you? Was you watching a movie together? Did he give you a record? How did he introduce you? I'm interested to know. And how old were you? And where were you? Were you in your family home? So, Teresa, you love Viva Las Vegas. Good morning, Colleen. How are you? Welcome aboard. Please remind us where you are and what time it is where you are. Yeah, Jill, Blue Bunny, Jill, we love all his songs. Come on. There's no songs that we don't like that Elvis has done. So, you know, I used to go to school when I was 5 years old, and I had my bag on my back with Elvis in glitter. And the way I did it, I got some glue and some gold glitter, and I drew on my bag Elvis, big letters, and I sprinkled the gold glitter on my bag, and I would go to school with my bag on my back saying Elvis, and I had my hair all greased back with Brill cream. Have you heard of Brill cream? And I had my white shirt and my collar turned up, and I would walk to school, probably in 1972. And I was the only Elvis fan in my school. All the others were into other things. They were into, like, I'm trying to think, was it Bay City Rollers and David Cassidy? They were into just different stuff. I was the Elvis fan, and I didn't care what anyone thought. So Massachusetts, 5:30 a.m. You should be asleep. What are you doing awake, Colleen? I love all the Camden albums they did. I will dig them out and play them one day. Adrian. My first TV memory ever, Man in White in front of a dark background distracted me from eating baby food. I was 2. You did tell me about this, didn't you, Nadia? So great tracks from Adrian. And the first time I heard Elvis, my mum would just, while listening to him, I was like 5 years old. What a lovely memory. How many of you have memories of your parents liking Elvis? See, my parents, they like the Beatles and Elvis. And my dad was the type, my dad would dress up, and he liked, he was into the Rat Pack. So Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis, and Sammy Davis Jr., all that. My dad was into all that. He loved it. And my dad was a gambler. So the gambling side of things for my dad was important. I do have pictures of me with a quiff as a child. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. I'll just see if it comes up on my Facebook. Just so you know, guys, if you want to go on my Facebook, it's Louis Macready's. Louis Macready's. I'll just see if any come up. So just so you know, my so my Facebook, guys, is Louis Macready's. Let's see if we can get the name. Louis Macready's. Macredes. Louis Macready's. I know it's blurry, but I'll just see if any of these old pictures come up. Let's have a look. I've got pictures of me right from being, let me just think, about 11 years old, all through my life. But I don't think I've got any pictures of me when I was that age, when I was 5, 6. Let's just see if any come up. Let's have a look. We'll have a look. See if we can find anything. I've always been proud of my quiff. Aha! You can't really tell from that, but I'm 11 there. It's hard to tell. Let's see if I can get a better one than that with the quiff. No. I was very the amount of people that have told me to get rid of my quiff is ridiculous. All my life, people right, there's me there, but you can't really tell from that, can you guys? There I am, 11, yeah. Always had a quiff, but I was embarrassed of my ears, so I would brush my hair over my ears. So this is me when I was 19 with a quiff. Let's have a look. Let me just... Oh, this is my dad. Here we go. My dad is the one holding his suit jacket. So he was a bit of an Elvis sort of lookalike, my dad. And his friend was a bit of a Dean Martin lookalike. And my dad in this is probably in his early 20s. Let's have a look. Oh. 1 second. Right, let's see what this is. The postman, is it? Yes, right, let me just, right, we're just going through some of these old pictures. So in my DJing days, I was a DJ for 26 years. So I was a bit of a poser. I wonder if it's got any pictures of me DJing. Yeah, so I've got a very old picture there of me when I was 10, I think, but... So my twin brother is sat in front of me with the red top on, and there's me behind. It's blurry, but I got a quiff there, definitely. The quiff was a big part of my life. Yeah, so if you see, look, let's try and get. I always try to cover my ears with my hair, but I've always got the quiff. Always got the quiff. Anyway, that's enough of me. Right. Yeah, I'll give you my email. I'll type my email. So, right, let's just read some more of these comments. How cute, right? Yeah. You still look the same. Yes, he does. Well, I don't know about that, guys. Loved all the movies in the child, cried all day when Elvis died, and the grown-ups didn't understand. I was 6, then didn't listen to Elvis until before the Elvis movie came out and fell in love. Thank you for sharing that, Nadia. Beautiful. Your Elvis, Louis. He dressed and styled his hair differently. It's great to be confident to be you. Yeah, I was a very proud Elvis fan. Remember, guys, for me, Elvis saved my life because I had quite a difficult, I would say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, those years, I had a bit of a difficult time because in those days, fathers were very strict. And in those days, I'm trying to say it nicely, but how strict fathers were in the 70s made me feel this big, tiny. So discovering Elvis, wow, it just boosted me. It brought me out of myself. So Elvis saved my life. So thanks, Tracy. My dad was a very good singer and he also resembled Elvis. My dad is gone, so listening to Elvis brings my beautiful memories back. That is lovely. I can't think of a better reason than to like Elvis than that, Colleen. Thanks for sharing that. 73 years, I'm still cry when I see Elvis's funeral. Yeah, and I've done a lot of funeral videos, and I'm gonna do some live streams about the funeral, but they're quite difficult to do because it's so touching. So it's trying to find a nice way of doing it. Yeah, that's it. Right, so I think we're coming up to 2 hours, guys. That's a very long live. There's 27 of you on. Please subscribe. It's important. So in a minute, we're going to say goodbye now. Oh, right, Tina, we're going to say goodbye now, yeah? We're going to make some breakfast, and we're going to put an Elvis film on today in a minute. So I've really enjoyed this live. It's one of my favorite lives I've had. It's been great. I've caught you all. You're all up at early hours of the morning, many of you. I really appreciate you guys being up so late so we can all chat. And obviously we've got Adrian in the UK. And thanks, Lily and Tracy and Colleen. And I'm going to be back on, don't you worry, because I'm free all day today. It's raining today, so I'm not going off anywhere today. Philomena and Jill. Anyone that I've missed, obviously Gail. Just all of you. I'm trying to go through all your names now. Let's just make sure I haven't missed anyone. I think I've covered everyone. Just thanks for joining in, guys. And there's there's 25 of you watching. We've got about 6 or 7 names messaging you. Don't be shy to message us, guys. You're welcome to our family. We are a family. You're welcome into my home. And together, we are going to, yes, be very proud of us being Elvis fans. But we are going to defend Elvis. And we are going to search for the truth together. And we're going to try and do it in a respectful way where we don't upset people. Priscilla fans are very welcome on this channel. We are not anti-Priscilla, but we have strong views on the mistakes that Priscilla has made and how she treated Elvis, and we're going to bring them up, guys, whether it be the unfaithfulness or the divorce settlement and many other things. So, unfortunately, you're going to hear some stuff about Priscilla that you don't want to hear if you're a Priscilla fan, but we will also mention the negative stuff and the bad stuff that Elvis did, but only the stuff that he did that is true, not the twisted, exaggerated versions. So we're going to be honest about Priscilla and Elvis, good and bad, and the Memphis Mafia. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Please subscribe. Please join. Be a member. Join the family. Be a member of my channel. I'll be on in about an hour or 2. Bye, everyone.